making this moment so special. To all the caregivers here, the folks that bend down on one knee to help lift other folks up, the folks that stand tallest, the folks every single day making the lives of others a little bit better. I want to just acknowledge you and thank you for the extraordinary work you do, and just let you know that folks appreciate the work you're doing, not just the folks that you're helping directly, but you restore at a time when we all need, when we need it a little bit more. You restore a little bit of our faith. You elevate our spirit. You enliven our senses. And you really are the antidote to all the fear and all the anxiety, oftentimes the cynicism coming out of Washington, D.C. And so, for more importantly than anything else, thank you for that. Thank you for being that antidote. Thank you for doing the work that you're doing. Let me also thank Carlos, who's here. And, the reason I want to bring up Carlos is obvious to you. I saw, all the fancy artwork that you put up on the wall, and there's Carlos in the front with all the signs of protest when they wanted to shut this place down. And it's just a reminder, we talk about leadership. Leadership can be found anywhere. You don't have to be something to do something. I think we limit ourselves at times, people in positions of formal authority. Those are the folks we look to make the change in the world. But it's folks like Carlos that exercise their moral authority that are the true leaders. And so, Carlos, I just want to thank you because we are here, no small part, because you were here for patients years and years ago. So I thought this was a small little event. We put this together at the last minute. There's a damn tent. I'm like, is that coffee? Imagine someone's got to pay for this, but in order to afford it, we need to bring down the cost of prescription drugs. That's why we're here. I got sworn in 100 days ago, and the first thing I did was sign an executive order. And that's led us to this moment. I signed an executive order quite literally moments after I walked off the stage. Went into my office, sat at my desk. I signed a 3-page executive order, basically advancing the principle, I thought, of common sense. It was remarkable to me that in the state of California, with this remarkable purchasing that we already do, as Supervisor Solis pointed out, $8 billion, we estimate now it's close to $13 billion a year that this state pays into our pharmaceutical purchasing. That we were doing it in different ways. You had corrections doing their purchasing. You had the hospitals doing their purchasing. You had CalPERS, our retirees, and all of the beneficiaries in CalPERS doing their own purchasing. Medi-Cal in California, $13 million. We weren't even leveraging our Medi-Cal system. We were allowing certain plans to do their purchasing, which was remarkable, that we weren't taking advantage of volume. We weren't taking advantage of the remarkable leverage that could be advanced. And with one signature, this shouldn't impress you, this is certainly to depress you, that it's all it took was a signature. I said, come on, you're telling me I could just do this? I don't need to legislate it? I was like, I kind of like this governor stuff. I mean, it's just a simple signature. And we were able to change all of that, but there was a piece missing. With that signature, we became the largest purchasing pool of its type outside of the federal government itself and the VA in the United States of America. That was significant. And by the way, it's been pointed out, our legislative analysts, don't worry, it's just an independent group that looked at this, said it's going to already save hundreds of millions of dollars right away, potentially billions, as we continue to advance our efforts. But it was missing something. In the executive order, there was a reference that we want to open up this purchasing pool to others, including the counties, including private sector as well. Honestly, I thought it would take years to convince other folks to join our effort. And here we are in LA. It took 100 days in LA County because of these extraordinary leaders up here as your supervisors during that bill. Outside of the state of California, you're the largest purchaser in this state. LA County, you know this, is a point of pride. It's a damn nation. I mean, that's a whole other thing, LA. That's why they came back from Congress. They're like, not interested, and so this is, I don't want to overstate this, but I'm not going to understate. This is a big deal. Patricia, you know this. This is a big moment. The ability now to start demonstrating, not rhetorically, but substantively, that we can start making a change bottom up, not just top down, and begin to leverage in real time. This is not an application of an ideal in terms of intellectual terms. This is the practical application in real terms. We are implementing in real time. We are saving money now. We're going to save billions and billions of dollars over the next few years, and we're lighting up the imagination of others. And this is the last point I want to make. Not one, but two governors have called me saying, what about us? What about our states joining the state of California? I don't, again, this may be a big deal. You know, all that frustration, and let's be honest, all the moneyed interests, big money here, and they've been buying us off. I'll say it. Politicians of all political stripes been bought off, been threatened. They don't want to touch this. They're willful in their neglect or their contempt of all of you as taxpayers. They're taking care of the few, not taking care of the rest of us. This is a populist moment, and it should be. This is one of the biggest drivers of healthcare costs in this country. California, I wish it was 8% for us, but it's 20% on an annual basis increase a year. And it's disgraceful. It really is. I get all the R&D arguments. I'm not naive about that. I can understand we'll pay a modest premium, but not 200% more for the cost of drugs versus what you pay up in Ontario, Canada versus rest of this country, or other parts. It's amazing. You look, Humira, the cost, UK. Xarelto. Is it really worth 2 times more in America than it is? 2.5 times more than it is in Switzerland? Or it's nonsense. It's just nonsense. They've gotten away with it because we've allowed them to get away with it. There's so much contempt. I love that we're having a transparency conversation. They sued the state of California because all we wanted as a state last year, the legislature, the governor signed a bill, SB 17, and it did nothing more than this. Just give us 60 days heads up when you're going to increase the cost of prescriptions so that we can prepare for just a heads up. And they had such contempt for that, they sued us. By the way, we're filing a response brief today in Los Angeles, and we will defeat their efforts to be okay. I don't begrudge other people's success. You got a good product, and I believe in entrepreneurial spirit, but you know what? These same companies that have contempt for what we're doing, they use the exact same strategies that we're advancing. Apparently it's okay for the private sector to leverage purchasing, but somehow it's wrong for government to leverage their purchasing. Somehow we are not allowed to do what so many in the private sector take for granted. It's insulting. It's insulting. And so now we're able to go to the table, one table, with massive capacity to leverage the negotiation at that table, to drive down costs, to put more money in your pocketbooks and make a difference in people's lives. I'm really proud of our state. I'm proud of our county, LA County, the Daley's leadership, and all of you, and as a proud member of AARP, and that is, proud member. I don't know how the hell that happened. That's a whole other conversation. It goes quick, this life. I want to thank AARP for their incredible leadership nationwide on this, and I appreciate you mentioned this, and I'll just close on this. It's interesting to say this. Donald Trump himself said some good things publicly on this. I just want them to do some good things publicly on this. And so I want to invite formally the Trump administration to join our efforts here in California and exercise this moral authority and join us in this cause and crusade to bring down healthcare costs, and in doing so make more gentle the life of this world. And so thank you all very much, and congratulations to Los Angeles for their incredible leadership. Thank you.